Another Tesla stock split is in the works. That's our top story today on the Wall Report. I'm your host, Greta Wall. Tesla shares are rallying today after a new SEC filing shows the electric automaker wants to split its stock yet again. That filing says the company will ask at the annual shareholders meeting for an increase in the number of authorized shares of common stock in order to enable a stock split of the company's common stock in the form of a stock dividend. Now, this would be Tesla's second split in 2 years after the electric automaker implemented a 5-for-1 split at the end of August 2020. The share price has more than doubled since that split. Tesla would be the third major company to announce a stock split this year after Google parent Alphabet and Amazon both announced 20-for-1 splits to take effect this summer. And oil prices, meantime, are tumbling today amid new demand concerns as China locks down a major city. West Texas Intermediate crude futures falling more than 8% to under $105 per barrel. Brent crude futures also dropping 7.5% to under $112 per barrel. Now, this drop comes as Shanghai entered a partial COVID lockdown today. China is the largest importer of crude in the world, but recent COVID outbreaks have prompted lockdowns in several cities as China does operate on a zero COVID policy. There's also optimism about another round of peace talks between Ukraine and Russia this week, and that is weighing on oil prices. Meantime, here in the U.S., new recession fears are popping up as two key Treasury yields inverted for the first time in 16 years. The yield on the 5-year Treasury note jumped to 2.6361% this morning, while the 30-year yield fell to 2.6004%. Now, that's the first inversion of those yields since 2006, but the main yield curve that traders monitor, the spread between the 2-year and the 10-year note, still remains positive. And the volatility in the Treasury market comes as the market is expecting the Fed to get more aggressive on inflation. CME Group's FedWatch tool shows 72.2% of traders think the bank will hike rates by 0.5% at the May 4th meeting, and then for June, 63% are predicting a 0.5% rate hike, with more than 13% now raising the possibility of a 0.75% hike. And Bitcoin has turned positive for 2022 as the cryptocurrency extends its weekend rally. Bitcoin's value is up nearly 7% over the past 24 hours, topping $47,000. Ethereum prices also rallying more than 7% and jumping above 3,300. Meantime, President Biden unveiled a nearly $6 trillion budget proposal today. The $5.8 trillion 2023 budget plan includes a proposed minimum tax for billionaires. That billionaire minimum income tax would impose a 20% minimum tax rate on U.S. households worth more than $100 million. The White House says that tax would reduce the federal deficit by $360 billion over the next decade. Households that already pay at least 20% would not owe any additional taxes, but those paying less would owe a top-up payment to meet that minimum. It's unclear whether the tax plan would be able to pass in Congress, though. The White House says the budget proposal overall would trim $1.3 trillion off of the deficit over the next 10 years. It includes increased defense spending as well as more funding to tackle crime at the federal, state, and local levels. This is, of course, just a blueprint, and it's what Biden is asking Congress to do, but Congress does actually set the federal budget and allocate all of the federal spending. And the major indices are mixed today as the market looks ahead to a big week of economic data. It all begins with the Labor Department's job openings and labor turnover survey, or JOLTS, Tuesday morning. Then on Wednesday, ADP releases its private March jobs report. On Thursday, the Bureau of Economic Analysis releases the Personal Consumption Expenditures Index, and that includes the Fed's preferred inflation measure, the core PCE price index. And then on Friday, it all wraps up with the official March jobs report from the Labor Department. There's also some home price data sprinkled in there through the week, as well as some more home sales data. So be sure to tune in here to the Wall Report every day to get the details on all of that data as it is released. And also subscribe to my Coffee with Greta newsletter There's a link in the description box to sign up. You'll get the latest right before the market open at 9 a.m. Eastern every day. I'll see you all back here tomorrow for the Wall Report. Give this video a like before you go.